Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get latest notifications.
Assalamu alaikum dear students, hope all of you are doing well. Let's start today's lecture. We will go through the female reproductive system. Female reproductive system. In previous lecture we went through the male reproductive system. Now today we will see what is female reproductive system. Like male reproductive system, this female reproductive system will be present in the female organism and it will consist of different organs and some accessory glands. The organs that form the female reproductive system are: first we have ovaries, then second we have fallopian tubes, and third we have uterus, fourth we have vagina, and fifth is called as external genitalia. It's not actually organ, but there is presence of small organs collectively called as external genitalia. First we have ovaries. In human female, ovaries are 2 in number. They are the primary sex organs present in female. 2 ovaries are present on each side of the vertebral column in the pelvic region, in between urinary bladder and rectum. You will see there is the presence of 2 ovaries in a human female, each on vertebral column, each on either side of the vertebral column, left ovary on left side of the vertebral column, right on right side of the vertebral column. These are primary sex organs present in human female. Then you will see they are almond like in shape. They have outer connective tissue covering called as tunica albuginea. It's also same in testes. Then each ovary has dimensions of 3 into 2 into 1. 3 centimeter in length, 2 centimeter in breadth, and 1 centimeter in thickness. Each ovary has dimensions of 3 into 2 into 1 centimeter. 3 centimeter length, 2 centimeter breadth, and 1 centimeter thickness. Then both the ovaries possess epithelium. Inside connective tissue there is a presence of epithelial tissue that is called as germinal epithelium. Both the ovaries possess inside the connective tissue presence of epithelial tissue, which is particularly called as germinal epithelium. In this germinal epithelium there is the presence of structures which we call as ovarian follicles. These are actually spherical structures present in the ovaries. These ovarian follicles are the main structures in which there is the presence of the female gamete ovum. You will see when there is the age of adolescence or puberty in a female, each ovarian follicle one by one will start maturing and development. During the age of adolescence or puberty, you will see each ovarian follicle will start maturing and development, so that it will develop into a developed follicle which we call as Graafian follicle. That means there are number of ovarian follicles in each ovary. Yes, there are number of ovarian follicles in each ovary. But when there is the start of adolescence, puberty, you will see there is maturation of 1 Graafian follicle after every month. And that 1 Graafian follicle after development will form Graafian follicle. Ovarian follicles are numerous in number in ovaries, but then when there is the start of adolescence, only 1 Graafian follicle will mature, develop and form the Graafian follicle. 1 ovarian follicle will mature into the Graafian follicle. Then you will see after there is the maturation of 1 ovarian follicle into the Graafian follicle, there will start off next ovarian follicle, so that will mature into the another Graafian follicle. This is continuously going, but it starts right from the puberty and up to a certain age in a female organism. After every 28 days or month, there is a development of ovarian follicle into the Graafian follicle. Then this Graafian follicle finally ruptures and it releases the ovum, female gamete. Because ovum, I already told you, ovum is formed in the ovarian follicle. When it gets matured into the Graafian follicle, that mature Graafian follicle ruptures and releases the female gamete ovum. Release the female gamete ovum. Fine. This female gamete ovum will move further in the reproductive tract, but the ruptured Graafian follicle forms the structure which is called as corpus luteum, Ruptured Graafian follicle forms the structure which is called as corpus luteum. This is the structure which secretes the hormone progesterone. It's very important structure. It's necessary for the secretion of progesterone, and progesterone is the hormone which you already know is used for maintenance of pregnancy. We will again come to this corpus luteum, but later on. Now after that, this ovum, when ovum is finally released, it will move into the next part of the female reproductive tract. Overall, the function of ovaries is simply to form female gamete ovum by first in ovarian follicles, then developing it into the Graafian follicle, and then releasing the ovum directly. And apart from this, ovaries also secrete the female sex hormones, estrogens, which are simply used for the development of secondary sexual characters in females. Fine. This is about ovaries. Then there is the next organs present in the female reproductive tract, which we call as fallopian tubes. These fallopian tubes are also 2 in number. One of the fallopian tube will be connected with the left ovary and another fallopian tube will be connected with the right ovary. That means they are 2 in number. One is for left ovary, another one is for right ovary. The length of each fallopian tube is 12 centimeter. Then you will see this fallopian tube is internally lined by stratified epithelium, and that is also ciliated. It's internally lined by the ciliated stratified epithelium. Cilia is necessary for the movement of female gametes. Then fallopian tubes are also called as oviducts. If fallopian tube is like this, for example, this is an ovary here. Here you will see fallopian tube is simply having structure like this. The anterior end of the fallopian tube, the end which is towards the ovary, is simply broad to some extent and is called as infundibulum. This infundibulum in front possesses fringed folds like structures, and one of the fringed fold will be attached with the ovary. These fringed folds are called as fimbrae. These fringed folds like structure of fallopian tube are called as fimbrae. You will see one of the fimbrae will be attached with the ovary, so that ovum will be received by the fallopian tube from ovaries. And one more important thing is here, that if left ovary has released the ovum, right ovary will not release the ovum. Then if right ovary has released the ovum, left will not release. At one time only one ovary will release the ovum, either left or right. And if this month left ovary has released the ovum, next month it will be right. It will be alternate, left ovary, right ovary. That means fallopian tube first receives ovum from the ovary through fimbrae, and in this fallopian tube you will see ovum will wait for the sperm cell, so that process of fertilization will take place. It will almost wait for 24 hours so that there will be fertilization. That means the main function of fallopian tube here is to receive ovum from ovaries, whether it's from left ovary or right ovary. Then apart from it, you will see fallopian tubes or oviducts are the actual site of fertilization. That means male gamete and female gamete actually fuses in female reproductive tract, but which is the site where actually this fusion takes place? It's actually fallopian tubes where fertilization takes place. That is why we called site of fertilization is fallopian tubes. I hope it's clear to you. Then there is the third organ which we call as uterus, which we call as uterus. If you see, uterus is connected with both the fallopian tubes. Last organs were fallopian tubes. Both the fallopian tubes are connected with the uterus, and uterus is only single organ. It's not paired, it's a single pyriform muscular organ. It's a single pyriform muscular organ. Pyriform simply means inverted pear shaped organ. It's inverted pear shaped organ like this, and it's connected on one side with the left ovary, and on another side it will be connected with the right ovary with the help of fallopian tubes. That means there is actually connection between ovary as well as uterus, but it's through fallopian tubes. Actual connection is with fallopian tube. Left fallopian tube will join here with the left ovary, right fallopian tube will join with the right ovary, and at the other end both are joining with the uterus. Uterus is commonly called as womb of the mother, the structure where actually new offspring is present for gestation period. That we will see later on. This uterus, you will see, it's a muscular organ and it's made up of 3 layers. It's made up of 3 layers. These 3 layers are perimetrium, second is myometrium, and third is endometrium. Uterus is made up of 3 layers. First layer is perimetrium. This is formed of fibroelastic connective tissue. Perimetrium is formed of fibroelastic connective tissue which forms the outer portion of uterus. Then second layer in between perimetrium and endometrium is the myometrium, which is the actual muscular layer, present in the uterus. Then third is endometrium. Endometrium is that layer which is present inside the myometrium, and it's again made up of epithelial cells. These are the 3 layers which form the uterus. But the thickness of uterus wall changes every 28 days or after every month. Thickness of uterus wall changes, and that thickness changes actually due to the change in this layer, actual myometrium layer, and some changes will take place in this endometrium layer. Then the last part of uterus towards the vagina is constricted. It's called as cervix. Fine. First I told you ovaries. Simply ovaries are 2 in number. They simply develop ovum, and that ovum is received by either left fallopian tube or right fallopian tube. Then that ovum will wait for fertilization in the fallopian tube. If fertilization will occur, well and good. If fertilization will not occur, there will be movement of fertilized ovum as well as there will be movement of unfertilized ovum. Movement of fertilized ovum will take place with the help of ciliated epithelium present in the fallopian tubes. Cilia will simply vibrate like this so that there will be movement of ovum. But here the function of uterus is actually to harbor the fertilized ovum. That means simply to take the fertilized ovum. The function of uterus is to harbor the fertilized ovum. If it is unfertilized ovum, it will be degenerated. It will not be received by the uterus. It will get degeneration due to enzymes. But here the function of uterus is to harbor fertilized ovum, and fertilization will particularly take place in the fallopian tubes. Then there is the last 4th part of the female reproductive system, which is called as vagina. You will see the cervix simply is connected with the last part of the what we call as female reproductive tract, vagina. This is simply a tube like structure like this. This is simply a muscular tube like structure. This is simply a muscular tube-like structure which possesses stratified epithelium inside. Inside it's lined by stratified epithelium. Inside vagina we have different small structures present in it, which is collectively called as external genitalia. As I already told, external genitalia is not an organ, but it is just a collection of small structures that form the collection, and it's called as external genitalia. Vagina itself is simply a tube-like structure that possesses different structures in it. First, you will see the orifice of the vagina is an opening which is simply possessing a diaphragm-like structure, membranous diaphragm-like structure, which is simply called as hymen, I repeat, the orifice, the opening of the vagina possesses a diaphragm-like structure, membranous diaphragm-like structure, which is called as hymen, and this hymen is centrally perforated so that there will be passing of menstrual flow, allowing of menstrual flow. Then inside vagina you will see there are small structures like they are labia majora, labia minora, then we have clitoris. Apart from it we have vestibule, vestibular bulb, and we have some glands, vestibular glands. All these structures collectively are called as external genitalia, or they are also simply called as vulva. Only one term is used for all these structures, which is called as vulva. You will see that the vagina will possess first two small thick muscular membranous flap-like structures which are called as labia majora, Then inside that there are another two muscular membranous flap-like structures, they are called as labia minora. That means labia majora and labia minora are two membranous structures which are flap-like, called as labia majora and labia minora. Where these two labia majora and labia minora meet, there is the presence of small P-shaped structure which is called as clitoris, This organ is homologous to the male pens, as it's also an erectile organ. It shows erection during the process of mating, during the intercourse, but its size is very reduced as compared to the human male pens. Then vestibule is the actual tubular region of the vagina. You will see where actually there is the insertion of the human male pens. Then vestibule bulb is two muscular masses flanking the vestibule. Vestibule bulb is simply formed by two muscular masses flanking the vestibule, and in between these vestibular region as well as vestibular bulb there is presence of numerous glands which we call as vestibular glands, but the two glands are prominent which are reddish yellow in color, and they are particularly called as vestibular glands. They are two in number, and they are homologous to the bulbourethral glands present in male. That means they again secrete mucus, alkaline secretion mucus, and you will see that mucus will again act as the lubricant for both male gametes as well as also acts as a lubricant during the process of sexual intercourse. Then the function of vagina is to receive semen or sperm cells from male reproductive organ. The function of vagina is to receive semen which possess sperm cells, or you can see directly to receive sperm cells from the male reproductive organ pens during the sexual intercourse. This is all about the female reproductive system. I hope you got it. Next we will see in the next lecture. Thank you so much. Till then, stay home, stay good.